Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Western Montana Views. I'm Ryan.
I'm Lee.
Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about, it's going to be kind of a listicle. It's going to be 5 must-haves for 2021. We came up with our own separate lists. We're going to see where we're the same, where we're different, where we agree, where we disagree. So, who wants to go first?
Why don't you take it?
All right. So, here's what I have for my top 5 must-haves, and I'm going to go
Let's just take them one at a time.
One at a time. All right. So, here's what I have. First one is, if you can afford it, try to get a small portable power system for your small electronics. Typically, what's cool is you can now power things with a small amount of electricity now, such as your laptop, such as your cell phone, such as tablets, all that kind of stuff. You can power through a USB-C connection. So that's kind of nice. And you can charge all these through the wall or through a solar connection.
So your purpose is you charge a battery
for an emergency.
For whatever you need, and when you go,
yeah. So if you go camping and let's just say it rains, you still have something to do.
Sure.
You know, it even provides extra battery for flashlight, things like that.
Your one Renogy product.
Yeah.
Was a good one. That little box.
Briefcase, yeah.
Not the briefcase. The other one that has the flashlight.
Oh, yeah.
It. What does Renogy call that? Did I stump you?
Yeah. At the moment you did, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Have extra power. Extra power can't hurt. Right.
But I would say at least, it being in charge of your own power kind of gives you power itself in a way. So the reason why I got into solar in the first place, just to tie into this a little bit, the reason why is I didn't want some electricity baron or some person to manipulate the energy market and then suddenly I don't have electricity. I want to be able to provide my own electricity.
You're more likely to have an environmental situation where you could suffer brownouts or blackouts, like in the case of California fires.
Sure, yeah, and that's basically where I saw, there still could be some use if there were to be a brownout scenario. You could theoretically just turn it off, or you could, when they turn your power off, you can theoretically turn your system on. You'd still have power going through your house.
Yeah, sure.
That's the theory anyway.
With your solar setup. Yeah.
That could be put up in a temporary fashion.
Right. Yep.
So,
scalability. Huh?
Yep. The next must-have, and this kind of goes into this, is I learned all this through YouTube and the internet. So, I would say keep learning in 2021. There's no reason not to.
That goes with upping your skill set from our last show.
Yeah.
Yeah, up your skill set. Practice what you know. Learn something new. YouTube is the source.
Right. And basically there's always somebody that's like, hey, I have this very specific part, this very specific need. And then when you go to their channel, you look up, oh, well, I have this part for this specific vehicle. And then that video, no matter what's going to be on there. Whether it's oil or whether it's dealing with the windows or dealing with anything. It doesn't matter.
You can find anything. It's
crazy.
I just researched settings for one of my smartphone games. It's like, you're kidding. There it is right there. And I push go and it's like, I learned so much. It makes my gaming. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Makes it so much better. I want to hit one here.
Sure.
Off my list. A little bit more primal. I believe that one of my 5 must-haves for 2021 is sleep discipline. And
interesting.
It would really impact on your health negatively if you were draining your battery because you weren't getting the sleep or a quality of sleep. I suffer from waking up often, so I don't ever get a sound block. The days of 8 hours sleep, that bus left a long time ago. So you have to be aware of some of the health conditions like, I believe, hypotension. Just bad things on your body. So If you have set sleep schedule, stick to it no matter how worried you are. Once you're laying in bed, there's nothing you can do about the day's events.
No, as soon as my head hits the pillow, it's like, it's done.
Yeah.
For the day, it's done. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You know, you might as well rest and tackle it tomorrow. I mean,
right. And
what else can you do?
And there are sleeping aids that can help you, you know, probably safely ease you into, you know, sleep. For me, I use melatonin. And maybe I like it a little bit too much. Maybe you know, if you take too much melatonin, does your body stop making it? No, it doesn't, by the way. But be careful with those because you could be using the wrong medication to induce your sleep. Stick to your sleep. If you need to sleep in the morning, be aware that other people that are in your family pod might have different circadian rhythms, and some might go to bed earlier and rise earlier. Some might go to bed later and wake up later. And you need to be courteous of each other's sleep habits, because that is the one thing that you can do for at least a block of time that will help rejuvenate yourself, at least not deplete yourself.
Right.
Your battery needs a charge too, so get your
And at this point, you know, I'm in my 30s, so I'm getting too old to game too late anymore anyway. Once it's like 11 o'clock, it's like, what time is it? Oh, man, you know. If I'm bleary-eyed while I'm, you know, streaming, I'm probably not going to be lasting too long on Twitch, so.
Well, sleep changed for me when I had kids. Thanks. Go ahead.
Your fault. Don't blame me. What else? Yeah, so if you have YouTube or the internet or just even access to the library, try to find a hobby that can soak up some time while you're waiting on a vaccine.
We have a lot of waiting ahead. A lot of waiting. So
yeah, they said here in Montana that we will need to wait till late spring, early summer.
Oh,
and that's if everything goes well.
That's probably. I hate to be a doubting Thomas, but
and I'm gonna be
wishful thinking.
Yeah, it probably is.
You know,
sad but true. But these are our views.
This warp speed is a snappy little slogan, but it didn't live up to its hype at all.
Oh, gee, I wonder. You know, coming from Donald Trump.
Yeah, right. Am I? You ready for another one of mine?
Let's see. And then I would say that tying into 3 is also get your vaccination as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, these are the must-haves. I mean, even if it's 2022, get it as soon as possible. Seriously.
Yeah, the only way that we're going to achieve
trust science.
herd immunity is by the number of vaccinations being up. So if you get a phone call from your doctor's office, or if you make an appointment, or if for one reason or another you have the opportunity to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Get it.
And we say this knowing that we're probably going to reach 7,000 plus deaths a day in the next month or two.
Yeah, when they talk about a dark winter, they don't mean a sad winter. It's already been a sad year. It can't get any sadder. When they talk about a dark winter, think medieval. So, anyway, I got another point a little bit later. Resupply. And I'm specifically referring to grocery shopping. I typically leave the house once a week to go grocery shopping, and I buy for the week. And then I bring it back, and I decontaminate it, and then I put it where it needs to go, and I'm good for a week. The reason, I mean, this sounds, really basic, but how many times have you made repetitive trips to your local grocery store to get something that, with a little bit of pre-planning, you could have cut down on your trips? The expense of fuel, the risk to your car, the risk to yourself, and interacting with the populace. Figure out a resupply thing that works for you. If you need to run to the corner store because you forgot a head of lettuce, so be it. But it shouldn't be your common practice to drive the wheels off your car in this time. Okay? It's just dangerous or it's wear and tear on your car, and it's inefficient. So make a resupply schedule. Works for me.
Yeah, can't disagree with that.
Okay.
Let's see. Last thing that I have on my list is time being spent with friends and others once vaccinated. I think I'm learning a lot. Just moving back in, coming back, being around you guys more. I think it's been an all right bonding experience. I think we're getting along okay.
Well, there's certainly some growing.
There's been some
pains
trust.
in the early
Yeah,
days.
there's been some growing pains, but
there's been some.
up, down, up, down. But I think we're at the stable part now that we're
we've ironed
fine.
it out. We've ironed it out.
Yeah. So anyway, but my point being is time spent with friends and others once vaccinated means when everyone gets vaccinated, definitely spend time with others. Definitely don't take that for granted anymore. I'm one of those types that, was kind of a loner anyway, and I realized that, I do need to be amongst at least my people, So
Yeah.
I get that now. So I'm not going to take that for granted much anymore. If I can afford to go see my friends or be around friends, I'm going to do that more. So that's what I realized. So that's what I get from 2020 going into 2021. Those are my must-haves for 2021 is small portable power system, access to education through YouTube or internet or library, find a hobby, get my vaccination as soon as possible, and then, again, spending time with friends and others once I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
So that's my top 5. And again, your top 5?
Well, I've got number 4 and number 5 to talk
Let's get into it. Yeah.
I talked about a resupply schedule. My next thing is reliable transportation. Now, if you haven't kicked the tires, if you haven't checked your fluids in a while, give your tires a look, maybe a kick, maybe to see if they're all symmetrical. If there's one a little squatty, probably needs air. You should probably get that done before you wear out a tire, or worse. Check your fluids. Do you need coolant? Do you need oil? They don't run on gas alone. Okay. Make sure that your form of transportation works. This extends to your bicycles. Drop some chain lube on your chain. Make sure your tire pressures are up and that everything's.
Make sure you use the right
nice.
rocket fuel for your jetpack.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Because we all know what happens with wrong fuel. Yeah. And then my last one, I actually
I
had
had to throw a little humor in that. It was a little dry. I had to throw a little seasoning on it.
I actually have another one. It's I have a decontamination procedure. You've heard me say it before. And it goes in and sets on one table. It gets wiped down with alcohol swabs. It goes to a drying table. It doesn't. It's not that hard to do. And,
no, we just separate them, and basically, we wipe a few things down, and then we move them to a different area of the table, and then, once that sanitized area is clean, then we move them to the cupboard. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, and
just to explain the procedure.
Some people would scoff and say, "Oh God, is that really necessary?" Well, for my peace of mind, it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I sleep better. Honestly,
I sleep better wiping it down.
I sleep better knowing that at least all the food's wiped down from the outside.
Rinsing
not fruit, but
rinsing our fruit and our vegetables off.
Yeah.
Even before COVID, we always rinsed our.
Oh,
vegetables
sure.
Fruit off,
Strawberries and blueberries and
then my last point is face masks. Got to commit. If you haven't committed to them, see ya. You can only gamble that game long enough before your odds are up, and now you're sick.
I just want to make one note on the face mask, and this isn't kind of like, how dare you not, do it if you don't, but there are so many cool face masks now. Like, they had one on, what was it, Nora O'Donnell, where they had the face mask that showed, their entire face, basically, in the area that covered their face.
Yeah, the guy was able to reproduce your mug, the lower half of your mug,
right,
onto a face mask, so that when you put the face mask on, it kind of looked
it looks seamless.
Your jaw didn't go up and down, but...
no, but
but pretty cool.
It was cool because you could combine that with a smile, and this is basically kind of more for kids, I would imagine, because seeing that clinical mask, it's probably not
that smiling black cop.
Yeah,
that was pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was cool. But what I mean though is I could see how kids could be scared of seeing just people with masks. Or
think about it, Kyle. You live in Montana. If a guy rode up to you on a horse wearing a mask, you'd do this, right?
Well, before this year.
Yeah, right? So, of course, people worldwide are a little intimidated over masked men.
So, I can understand it's a mask, but not a mask.
But now it's a fashion statement.
Well, and then let's not be dicks. Let's just try to have some fun with it if we're going to do this now. Well, it looks like we could. It feels like we can.
It's going to be a fashion statement.
Well, once I'm vaccinated, I'm definitely going to look into some funner masks to be around, basically, instead of the clinical, Once I'm vaccinated.
I got a fan question. How many think that John Dutton will be wearing a mask sometime soon and making it look good?
Maybe.
It could happen.
I don't know. But, not to, well, maybe we can tell this or not, but do you think the Yellowstone crew, when they do their casting, when they do their show, do you think they wear masks?
Oh, up until the moment before they roll cam.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. They are probably one of the most proficient and top-notched.
Yeah. If you want, you can get into that a little bit.
As far as COVID protection.
Yeah, we're still a little early in our time. I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but
no, I'm sure that everyone's masked until they get the demask cue and a roll camera, and as soon as any particular shot is completed and the word cut, the masks go right back on. In fact, I'm sure that there's a assistant director of some sort that yells out mask.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Demask, action, cut.
Well, they got to stay legally compliant, because if they don't get their grants.
Well, that's every production.
That's every production. That's every business.
That's every production. And
so not blaming them at all. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I heard that Hollywood got the word that they should shut down production because of super spreader sort of activity and stuff. But if they can demonstrate that they have a policy and procedure in place to keep everyone safe, I don't see any reason why their cameras just can't keep rolling.
Well, I don't think there's anybody that's wanting art to die.
No one wants art to die.
Yeah. I mean, they just don't.
No. So but again, you have some people doing the right thing, some people doing the wrong thing.
Sure.
I got excited here. We heard on
tell us.
We heard on the news, and it was probably like on Entertainment Tonight. Tom Cruise was filming overseas, and he blew a gasket when 2 or 3 people on the production crew that was in the vicinity of him enough to hear him, they weren't abiding by the COVID procedure that was in place. They were in the wrong. And say anything about his personal life you want, but when he's on set, he's a total pro. Tom Cruise lit him up.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching this story on Entertainment.
Literally, he lit him. No.
He literally, yeah. I'm watching this story, and I'm laughing, and I'm thinking this. Good job, Tom. Light them fuckers up.
You take every 5'3" of you, and you fucking kick them.
So
you beat them.
So yeah.
All right. So anyway, I think that is about it, everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care. We hope you have a very happy New Year.
Yeah. 2021. Please pray God that it's a better year.
Yeah, we're all hoping it is. We're all hoping it's a better day or a better year.
Okay.
Just take it day by day. Peace.
Peace.